What if I told you that the rules are becoming more stricter than before with respect to the evaluation from the Pearson towards their PTE speaking? It's time to understand the 10 new strict rules of the PTE speaking so that you would understand the things that needs to be taken care of for a perfect 90 in your next attempt. To make most out of this video, make sure you watch the video till the end. Hey everybody, Nakul here from SKILLS PTE Academic. Really hope everybody is doing fantastic. I'm back with yet another super awesome packed video on 10 strict rules of PTE speaking in 2024. Well, before we get into the video, if you're not subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button, and anytime you need online assistance, it's a paid assistance. You can check the information in the description of this video. We left a WhatsApp link. You can click on the link, send us a message. We will do the needful. Alright, without any further delay, it's time to get into the first rule, the stricter rule of PTE speaking. Here we go. The very first strict rule of PTE speaking is in your read aloud. No one-line strategy rule. Remember the stricter rule. If you go with this one-line strategy, there are high chances that you may get your reading scores low. We have seen instances where people are getting good scores. At the same time, we have seen numerous instances where people have got very low score in their reading section because of following this one-line strategy. So what is this one-line strategy? In the read aloud, let's say there are 3 sentences or a bunch of lines. You just read one line, 10 to 12 or 14 words. After that, you click the next button and move on to the next question by skipping the rest of the lines. This is what one line strategy is all about. Earlier, probably it would have worked, but now it is giving mixed results. So be ready to see a surprising score if you want to go with this one line strategy. The second strict rule in 2024 with respect to PTE speaking is about pitch rule. So what is this pitch rule? Trust me, if you are a male candidate with a pitch of less than 120 or 120, or a female candidate with a pitch of less than 200, for sure you will struggle here. We've seen numerous instances where people have applied each and everything correctly, followed the template, memorized them, no fumbles, no hesitations, precise speaking throughout the speaking section, but speaking is 41, 45, even in official mock test and the PTE main official exam. So why is this so? Because the voice is little different. The voice is husky, or they have a very low pitch, because of which software is not able to understand them. This is a new pitch rule. You got to understand this and accordingly fix if you have this pitch issues. If you are a male candidate and if your pitch is less than 140, you belong to this category. If you are a female candidate and your pitch is less than 200, you also belong to this category. Let me play an audio and explain to you what exactly I meant.
As far as political go, the response are just varied. Meditation is a common call for the reduction of emission and less reliance on the fossil fuel coal burning power.
So this pitch is a very thicker voice. This person has got a very thicker voice. I'm sure you have seen the same in the pitch app. It's showing it 120. Now if this person, probably there are some mistakes in the way he speaks, but if we correct them and asks him to give the exam, still he'll not get 90. He would get around 50, 55 or 60 and not even 65, because software says, boss, I'm not able to understand clearly what you speak because his pitch is different. Why is the case? What is the science behind low scores of this pitch issues? I'm not sure, but this is what our observation says. If your pitch is as low as this 120, 80, 100 or very thicker voice, then scores will not come up. This goes the same even for a female candidate. If your pitch is below 200, now how do we ensure the pitch goes up? Now I'm going to speak an audio and just see the pitch, what it comes. Market research is a vital part of the planning of any business. So if you see my pitch, it's already at 160. I don't have an issue. But if you observe his voice and my voice, there's a huge difference. Mine is a bit sharper, thinner. His is very thick. That means to increase your pitch, you need to thin your tone. You can download Voice Pitch Analyzer application in your Android phone or Voice Tools in your iPhone. Practice with these apps and see the pitch. If it is 120, 130, or if you are a female candidate, if it is 160, 170, 180, speak in a sharper tone. Market research a little sharp, not completely. For a male candidate, it's not completely like a girl. For a female candidate, you don't have to completely speak with a very thin tone and get the pitch to 400, 500. No, for a male candidate, it should just come above 140, 150. That's enough. For a female candidate, anything above 200 is more than enough. So practice with these apps. It will take probably 2-3 days or a week's time for you to become conscious of your own voice and then fix this pitch problem so that you get a better score towards your PTE speaking. Remember this. The third new strict rule of your PTE speaking is to have entire speaking zero fumble rule. What is the zero fumble rule? Trust me, these days the fumbles and hesitations are taken into consideration very, very seriously. Earlier you do some 2-3 fumbles, still you would stand a chance to get that 90, but now not anymore. It has become more stricter. Fumbles you cannot give even one. It's called zero fumble rule, the strictest rule that I'm talking about. What exactly I meant by this? Let me just play an audio and help you understand what it is.
The culinary art have evolved significantly over centuries, blending traditional and innovation chefs around the world experiments with the flavor.
So far the person has no fumbles. He has changed his voice and is going real smooth. But now let's observe where he fumbles.
Techniques and to create unique
First fumble.
training experiences. This evaluation cooking
This all these are there hesitations.
reflects cultural exchange.
Reflexive, and then the person stops. Cultural exchanges. So there are some hesitations, there are some fumbles. This person will not get 17, and even 65 becomes difficult if this goes throughout the speaking section. Describe image, retell lecture, read aloud, repeat sentence. In every question, if he does this, probably he would get 40-50 only. These small hesitations are enough to take your scores down. Trust me on this. This rule is the most important rule, the zero fumble rule. Let me play another audio. Let's listen to it.
Just talk to yourself in the way whenever you are alone, and you will be surprised to see how
So far all good, the person is going very smoothly. Let's listen to it completely.
quickly the audience success and
Why is that? So when this happens, people think I have not done any mistake. No, you've already done one of the gravest mistakes that possibly ever could be done. This is enough to take away some 2-3 marks from one read aloud. We will continue.
will weaken your grip of the visual habits. In a short time, your self-talks will be so strengthened your commitment so that you will be able to entirely eradicate your weaknesses.
Eradicate your weakness. Do you eradicate your weakness? So software says, what is this eradicate? Oh, I think this person doesn't know enough English. So it reduces your scores. When you're speaking, speak that word perfectly. If you have troubles, then don't speak it. Don't do the eradicate. Any guesses what that word could be? It could be eradicate your weaknesses or some other word. So all these are the things that actually take your scores low. Remember the strict rules. If the word is difficult, you skip it. You try to speak the difficult word, completely mess it up. Hesitations, fumbles, mispronunciations, all will take your scores down. Remember this. The next rule is zero intonation rule. Remember this fourth rule is very, very important, especially if you're a female candidate. You wouldn't even know that you're intonating. That's quite naturally associated with a lot of female candidates. We've seen this rule. Let me just play an audio and help you understand what I meant.
Look, there is a widespread effort to explore methods for extracting carbon dioxide from the
Carbon dioxide, singing. The person doesn't know that she sings. The same goes with lot many students. They watch this video and they think they've performed the same way in the exam. They get low scores and then they come back and comment here, I think your tricks are not working. The problem is they wouldn't have implemented the way I meant it. They wouldn't have even understood their mistakes by watching the video. It's a feedback that actually helps. See, 50% of the students have this grasping power. Correct? They watch the video, they understand their mistakes, they implement it, get it. The rest 50% probably may not have this grasping power or probably busy looking into other things. And meantime, they watch this video, only 50% of what I told has gone inside it. What I'm telling you is just watching the video may not be enough for everybody. Having this one-to-one feedback that actually helps. This is not for, again, everybody. Some don't need coaching. Some actually need coaching. So you decide if you belong to the category where you need the course, you join us. But if you're sharp enough, if you have time to introspect, understand your mistakes, then these videos that I'm posting, absolutely fine. Trust me on this. To sum up, this audio had intonations. You cannot give intonations. You have to go with a flat tone because when you speak naturally, you will not have intonations. Right now I'm talking to you. Do I have the intonations? Am I intonating like this? No, I'm going at a flat tone. My graph would look almost the straight line, like I speak naturally. This is the rule, no intonation rule, taken very, very seriously in the exam. If you want a better score towards your PTE speaking, then you should not have intonations. Remember this. The next rule is repeat sentence. 50 to 60% content rule. This is one of the rules that makes everybody happy. What the rule says is, if there is a smaller audio, like 5-6 words, you speak all the 5-6 words correctly, fluently, you get 3 out of 3 from one repeat sentence to speaking and listening. On the contrary, if there is a lengthier audio, let's say 12 words audio, 13 words audio, if your capacity is only 8 words, then you listen to 8 words, speak the 8 words, first 8 words I meant, not from the middle, first 8 words from left to right, fluently, you're gonna get full marks, meaning 3 out of 3 towards your speaking and listening. This is what this 50-60% content rule says. Is it still working? Definitely yes. Are there any instances where people have got 90 overall using this method? Everybody almost in our course uses this. But again, I'm telling you, if there is a 6-word audio, you cannot speak 2-3 words. For 2-3 words, the software cannot rate the fluency. As a result, it would be 0. It should be little lengthy at least. 7 to 8 words minimum you need to speak. So if there are 13 words, 12 words, at least 7-8 words. If there is only 7-8 words and in that you speak 3 words, then the marks will not come. Remember this. Let's see a small demonstration. If this is the question, the analysis on artificial intelligence has come out outstanding that it replaces human. Can be quite lengthy for some to grasp it entirely. Now what you can do, you can listen to half of it, first half or first 50-60%, and just speak back fluently the way the speaker speaks. The analysis on artificial intelligence has come out, and click next, you're gonna get full scores. Or you can also say the analysis on artificial intelligence is outstanding, it replaces humans. Or the analysis on artificial intelligence outstanding, that replaces humans. Something of this, go in a flow, but from left to right. You cannot skip the first part. Speak fluently. 50-60% of the content, if it is matching for a lengthy audio, more than enough. This rule will actually help you get a better score towards your speaking and towards your PTE listening from PTE repeat sentence. Remember this. The next rule is again about PTE repeat sentence. Speak the first part rule. This has become more stricter these days. Earlier this was not the case. For the same audio, if you skip the analysis on artificial intelligence, because that accent was difficult to catch, I couldn't get it. Can I start with has come out outstanding that it replaces humans? You can start, but you may lose a lot of scores. Out of 3 you may get 1 and not 3 out of 3. The first part is very much required, essential. You cannot skip it no matter how difficult it is for you to guess what it is because of the accent problem. You got to try it. Start watching movies, start listening to podcasts, increase or enhance your listening skills so that the first part will not be very difficult for you to catch. If you're still facing issues in the first part, that means your approach is wrong. You perhaps are trying to memorize the content. You memorize the content in a memory contest, not in PTE repeat sentence exam. Hope you are getting it. After you listen to the audio, meaning all the audio signals are right over here, don't directly send it to the brain for storage. Send it to the brain for interpretation. That's what you do when you speak in Hindi, Gujarati, Arabic or whatever the language you speak. Don't memorize, meaning you just send it to the memory to remember. Here, don't send it to the memory to remember. Send it to the brain to process it, understand it. You will definitely understand. If you don't understand also, you make a wild guess from the context. Most of the times, it will turn out to be true. From then you speak the first part, second part, you're gonna get the scores. You miss the first part and speak second, third part correctly, probably you may have to face heavy loss. Remember this. The 7th strict rule is with respect to describe image. After the latest update that we all saw, the describe image now takes this new rule called no template rule. Template should be absolutely not used and you can use only the structure. So let me just show you what I exactly meant. So if this was the picture, this was the template that we used to have before, which has only 3-4 keywords and rest all the template will cover the generic sentences. But as we got the news that templates are actually banned, we cannot use such a template. I have already made many videos on the same. Here as well I'll help you understand. We can have a generic structure. That new structure I will again unveil and show you how to do it. There are varied number of graphs. One is bar graph, this is line graph, and this is pie chart. You have table, you have a process diagram or a map. For all of this, do we need to have different kinds of templates? No, one template is more than enough. That's a skeletal that I've revealed in multiple videos. Here as well I'm revealing it. The image provided is a bar graph, line graph or whatever is that gives information about. Now you need to add few sentences. While x-axis talks about something, the y-axis talks about another thing. This x-axis, y-axis, this line comes only for bar graph and line graph. For the other images it will not come. After that you're going to include 3 sentences. It is evident that conversely another interesting point is 3 sentences you need to write, and then to conclude or overall this image illustrates. So I'm going to show you with respect to one particular image, that is bar graph. I'll just try speaking right in front of you using the template. Let's say if I fumble. Remember what matters here is don't fumble. Content is not still a priority, meaning you need to give content, but even if you give a bad content it's still fine, but speak something from the image. If you misinterpret something, it's still absolutely fine. Don't try to be so perfect in the content. When you try to be so perfect in the content, what happens? Your fluency dips down. isn't it? So even if you misinterpret, it's okay. Whatever you see in the image, just go with it. So for this image, I'm going to start with a template. The image provided is a bar graph that gives information about population across France, UK, Mexico, Nigeria, Pakistan in the year 1980 to 2000. While x-axis talks about the France, United Kingdom, Mexico and other countries, the y-axis talks about population in millions from 0 to 10 up to 90. Now I need to write 3 sentences. It is evident that in France in 1980 the population in millions was only 60. However, in France in 1999 and 2000 the population almost went to 70. Conversely, in United Kingdom the population in 1980 was quite low, which is only 50 million. Another interesting point is Mexico and Nigeria in 2000 have a very high population in millions. Overall, this image illustrates the population across so many countries. So what I am telling you is I may have made a lot of mistakes with respect to interpreting the data. It's absolutely fine. The software should just know that you're speaking to the image in your own words. Grammar is not required. The exact content, logic, no. What I need is just look into the image and speak. And when you speak, don't worry too much about the content, the best idea, great idea. Even if you say Mexican country in 1980 has a population of 10 million, you still will get the scores. When you don't get the scores is when you use a generic template. The software is programmed in a way that it catches the generic template. All these small things it cannot catch, and all this whatever I gave you, it's fine. And grammar is not there in the evaluation criteria. If you observe, it's fluency, content, pronunciation. Where is grammar, where is logic? Nothing. So speak from the image. As long as you speak something relevant to the image, it's fine. Focus on the fluency. Let me show you for one more line graph. Let's start. So this is a line graph. I'm going to start with it. The image provided is a line graph that gives information about product sales in thousands from October 2019 to Jan 2020. While x-axis talks about so many months starting from October 2019 till 2020 June, the y-axis talks about products sales in thousands in USD. It is evident that in October 2019 the product sales in thousands was quite minimum at 30. Conversely, in March the product sales dipped down to only 10. Another interesting point is in June 2020 the product sales went up to a value of 80 to 90. Overall, this image illustrates product sales in thousands in USD from 2019 October to June. Is this really difficult to do? It's not. It's definitely possible to do it only when you understand what the software wants. Give something from the image, try to speak in your own way. Even if you make grammatical mistakes, it's okay, but don't correct them. Just go in a flow, be very confident. The 8 strict rule is with respect to Retell lecture. Earlier you used anything when you used to get the scores, but now strictly no template rule they have implemented. And also another rule that I am putting up here is no grammar rule. Both the rules we're gonna look into it in just a while. The word template is this. The lecture gives the important key points and the relevant information about. Will this still work? Yes, it will still work, because I used to always tell you to put not just the keywords but phrases. Phrases meaning software would know that you're speaking something on your own. But if you think it's a very lengthy one, there are chances what if software catches and invites for the trouble from the human evaluator. Then let's not use it. Let's even more compact it so that AI cannot catch it. The new template that I'm showing is here, which I've already shown in a couple of videos earlier. The lecture discusses in the beginning the speaker explained about, later the speaker said, here the speaker also mentioned. In conclusion, the lecture effectively summarized. This is not a template, this is a structure. Can I use them? 100%. In the sample responses from Pearson, they also have this. In conclusion, the speaker talked about. They have this kind of statement, so you can absolutely use them. But remember, don't use very lengthy ones, generic essay templates. As long as you speak something on your own, it's absolutely fine. Now the second rule is grammar. Remember, no grammar. Grammar is not evaluated with respect to your speaking evaluation. That means, let's say you've written a small phrase, something like which are offering vibes are good, which is grammatically completely nonsensical. Now, how do I speak? The lecture discusses which are the lakes which are off, the cities which are off. Now your marks will go down. Just speak. The lecture discusses which are offering vibes are good. Just be confident and speak. Well, first of all, don't write like this. But if you write like this with some grammatical errors, absolutely fine. Just speak. Don't have to apply this grammar things for speaking. The 9 strict rule with respect to Retell lecture is phrases against keywords. This I've been telling since 6 years. Now, after this update from November 4th, people started believing it. You can check all of my videos in the past all of my videos I've told not to use keywords but phrases. Just continue with whatever I've told before. Phrases look something like this. The government has rewarded many soldiers. The states ordered the curfew for the entire city. Now how are you gonna speak with respect to template? The lecture discusses the government has rewarded many soldiers. In the beginning the speaker explained about the states ordered the curfew for the entire city, and you have to continue. Don't write one keywords 100%. You're gonna get 0 for content, 0 for pronunciation, 0 for fluency. Remember this. The 10th rule, the last strictest rule of the PTA is this: naturality rule. Whenever you speak in read aloud, repeat sentence, read a lecture or describe image, if you are not having that naturality, let's say you speak in Hindi with your friend, whatever the way you speak in Hindi with your friend, the same way you got to speak in English. Whatever the way you speak in your mother tongue with your friends, the same way you speak in English, over here you get the scores. Software has over millions of data from those people who have spoken naturally already. So when you speak, your naturality, the way you speak, should match with one of these million audios that they have. But if you speak like this, the one I'm gonna play right now, it probably will not match with any of the million audio database that they have. As a result, software goes crazy into thinking, I think this person is not fit to enter Australia, because if he enters Australia and he converses with people, nobody would understand what he speaks. I think he stands another chance. Let me give low scores, let him swipe the card again, practice and fix it. This is what it means when you fail. Let me play an audio, you understand what naturality is all about. Let's listen to this.
The given image represents a beautiful image that...
What if I start speaking like this to you? That's all. The given image represents a beautiful image. The given image represents... He would not speak like this in his native language. But why would he do this in English? Probably we need to call him and ask. This is just a face of it. He is just a face of it. There are so many students doing it because they think, I need to speak more clearly for software to understand. I need to exaggerate the sounds. I need to impress the software by putting some stressors on some words. All this assumption you leave, man. Whatever the way naturally you speak in your native language, whatever the way naturally I'm speaking in English, the same way you speak in read aloud, repeat sentence, describe image, read a lecture without having to worry too much about anything else. You do this, you will see that 90 in your score report. You don't add this naturality, but you practice each and everything, templates, that, this, you will not get your scores. This is the reality. Anytime you need online assistance, you can join us. The WhatsApp link is in the description of this video. You can opt for speaking alone. We can help you with one-to-one feedback. I myself will sit with you and help you understand if you have any problems. But for most of the students who can grasp everything from the video, you may not need the online assistance. You can give a try in the exam. If you're still not getting it, you can join us. But for those who don't want to take a chance, you join us. We'll help you get that 90 in the very first attempt. Fine guys, with this I'll park the video here. This is Nakul signing off from this very beautiful video, 10 strict rules of PT speaking. If you like the content, like, share and subscribe, and leave your valuable comments in the comment section. With this I'll park the video here. Soon I'll be back. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Thanks much.